Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in today's video we are going to understand how to create Jira issues on Google Forms submission. So here let's assume that I am a human resource manager and every month I conduct an employee survey. So now my objective is that whenever I am going to receive a new form submission, then by using the details from that form submission, I want to create an issue in Jira. So now to do this, I need to build an integration between these two applications, for which I'm going to use this amazing integration and automation software, that is Pabbly Connect. So now to do this, here my trigger application will be Google Forms and my action application will be Jira software. So if you want to learn more about this integration, follow me through the screen.
So in this video, we are going to understand how to create Jira issues on Google Forms submission. So here let's assume that I am a human resource manager and I am conducting an employee survey by circulating a Google form. So here my objective is that whenever I will receive a new form response, then I want to create an issue in Jira. So now to do this, I need to build an integration between these two applications, for which I'm going to use this amazing integration and automation software, that is Pabbly Connect. So this here is an integration between Google Forms and Jira. So now here this is the homepage of Pabbly Connect, and now as an existing user I'm going to sign in. But if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free button and every month you will get 100 tasks for free. So as an existing user, I'm going to sign in. Now this here is the all applications page by Pabbly. So here I will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach my dashboard. So this here is my dashboard, and now to create a new workflow, I will go to my right hand side corner and click on this create workflow button. So now in this dialog box appearing, I need to give my workflow a name. So here I've named it as create Jira issues on Google Form submission. And on my left hand side, you can see that these are the folders which I've created before. So I want to save this workflow in the folder named as Jira. And now here I'm going to click on create. So as I did that, now I have arrived on a very important window which consists of trigger and action. Basically, trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire automation and integration will depend. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. Action is an automated response of your trigger application, and in a workflow, you can only have one trigger but multiple action applications. So now moving to my use case, that is to create Jira issues on Google Forms submission. So here moving to my trigger window, I'm going to use Google Forms as my trigger application. So here I'm searching for Google Forms and here it is. And now the trigger event will be new response received. So this trigger will start working whenever a new form will be submitted and the response will be added in a new row in a Google Sheet. So now here I'm selecting this as a trigger event. So now moving to my action window, as I want to create an issue in Jira. So here Jira will be my action application. And the action event will be to create issue. So here it will create a new issue in the project. So here I'm going to select it. So here as you can see that I've selected my action application and the action event along with my trigger application and the trigger event. So here my objective is that whenever I'm going to receive a new response through Google Forms, then I want to create an issue in Jira. So as I've already mentioned that I'm conducting an employee survey in my organization. So now I want that whenever there will be a new form submission, then I want to add it as an issue in Jira. So here, let me show you the form which I've created. So this here is the Google form by the name of employee survey. And here this is the form. So it asks for name, email address, summary and the description along with the due date. So as I want to get the form response details here in Pabbly Connect. So in order to do that, here a webhook URL is given and along with that a help desk is given. So read this help desk given below carefully because this webhook URL will act as a bridge to connect your Google Forms with Pabbly Connect. So as while selecting the trigger event, it was mentioned that the form responses will be added in a Google Sheet. So this webhook URL is given for the same. So I'm going to copy this webhook URL. So here in this Google form, I will go to responses and in responses, I'm going to link it to Google Sheet. And here I'm going to create a new spreadsheet. So this here is the linked Google Sheet. So now whenever there will be a new form submission, then automatically the response details will be added in this Google Sheet in a new row. So now as I want to build a connection between Pabbly Connect, so now here I will go to extensions and then I will go to Pabbly Connect webhooks. So if you don't have this webhook extension, you can simply go to add-ons and here you will go to get add-ons. And now here in the search apps, you can search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. Here it is. So you can see that as I've already installed this extension, so it says installed. If you also want to install it, you can follow the same process. So I'm going to close this, and now as I want to build a connection between Pabbly Connect and Google Sheets, so here I will go to extensions, go to Pabbly Connect webhooks. Here I will go to initial setup. So here in initial setup, it says the webhook URL will be set up on the below selected sheet. So this here is the sheet that is by the name of form responses 1. So here in this webhook URL, as I've already copied the webhook URL from Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to paste the same. So now moving to trigger column. So the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. That means the whole of that row data will be sent to Pabbly Connect. So here F is our trigger column. It is the last column. So that is a trigger column, and now here I'm going to click on submit. So here you can see that it says setup configured successfully. That means the connection has been established. But now as my objective is that every time I'm going to receive a new form submission, then automatically the details of that form submission should be added as an issue in Jira. So here to do that, what I need to do, I need to go to extensions. I will again go to Pabbly Connect webhooks and click on send on event. By clicking on send on event, it will make sure that every time whenever there will be a new form submission, then automatically the details of that form submission will be sent to Pabbly Connect, and then it will be created as an issue in Jira. So as I've done that, here I'm going to refresh it once as it is an important step. So as Google Forms and Pabbly Connect is successfully connected, so the form responses will be added in a Google Sheet. And now in order to get the form responses over here, I need to do a test submission or record so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. That means over here you can see it is waiting for webhook response. I have to do a test submission. So here let's assume that I'm going to take you to my Google form, and now here I'm going to do a test submission. So here I'm going to mention a dummy name by the name of dummy demo, and now mentioning the email address as dummydemo@pabblytudes.com. And now I'm going to mention the summary and the description along with the due date. So here you can see that I've filled in the details. Here is the summary that goes as login and logout issue in ERP. Description, that is ERP marks absent for the day irrespective of the login and logout time. Here is the due date. So now as I filled in all the details, here I'm going to submit this form. So it says, got it, we will email with your resolution. That means the form submission has been made. So here you can see that I have received a new response. And now this response would have been added in a Google Sheet. So I'm going to take you to the Google Sheet, and yes, over here you can see the timestamp, name, email address, summary, description, and the due date. So that means the same response would have been captured in Pabbly Connect as well. So taking you to Pabbly Connect, and here you can see that we have received a response. Here is the trigger column, here is the timestamp, summary, spreadsheet name, spreadsheet ID, sheet name, sheet ID, row index, and now here are the details of name, email address, due date, and the description. That means the Google Form submission which I have just made is successfully captured over here in Pabbly Connect. So the first step of this automation is set up. That means now whenever a new response will be received through Google Forms, then automatically that response will be get captured over here in Pabbly Connect. So this trigger will instantly capture the new incoming data, and the workflow execution will start in real time. So as I've got the form submission details over here in Pabbly Connect, now I want to create an issue in Jira. So in order to do that, here I'm going to click on connect. And now to add a new connection, I will simply click on connect with Jira software. I've already opened Jira in one of my tabs. So here I'm going to click on connect. Here I'm going to click on accept as this is a secure access. And the authorization is successful. So here you can see that Jira software and Pabbly Connect is successfully connected. So now moving to project. So here I need to select the project or map the project ID. So here my project is by the name of Connect app. So here in Pabbly Connect, this will stay as my project. Moving to the issue type, so that will be task. So if you want to change it, you can change it as per your needs. So here it will be as task. So now moving to the summary and description. So now to mention these details, I'm going to use this method of mapping. So basically mapping is to insert the data from previous steps. So as I've received the response from Google Forms, so here I'm going to map the summary, and now I'm going to map the description. So as I've received it from the response from Google Forms, so here I'm going to map it. So as I've mapped the summary and the description over here, scrolling down to some other details, here you can set the priority that can be highest, high, medium, low, lowest. So I'm keeping it as highest. Moving to the assignee ID, you can select that as well. So now moving to due date, I'm going to map the due date as well. So here this is the due date and I have mapped it. So here you can see that as I have mapped the details, so this method of mapping is important so that every time I will receive a new response, so that data can be taken into consideration in these fields. If I would have written this information manually, in that case this information could have become static, which means that it wouldn't change even if I would have received a new response. So to avoid that problem, we map the information. So now here I'm simply going to click on Save and Send Test Request. And here you can see that I have received a response and this here is a positive response. So here a ID and a key has been generated. So this is a positive response. So now I'm going to take you to Jira. So now here you can see that a new issue has been created. So here is the summary and here is the description. So that means a Jira issue has been successfully created on Google Form submission. So this integration and automation is a successful one. That means now on Google Form submission, a Jira issue will be created automatically.
Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.